What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be doing a sort of preview to tomorrow's preseason game against the Tennessee Titans. Yesterday we finished our second joint practice, and today was just, I'm pretty sure today was just a rest day before tomorrow we get back at it in an actual game, organized game. So I'm just going to be talking about that. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so I got a lot to cover in the past few days since I released this, my last video. The joint practices happened. There's a lot to talk about. And firstly, I always like to start off with the bad before we start off with the good. Unfortunately, we lost our projected starting tight end, Farrell Brown. He was carted off with an injury. Apparently it was an ankle injury, according to McDonald, but he said he was in a lot of pain, and it just doesn't sound good for him. And he got carted off the field, which is not a good sign. So it would be a really big blow. It would be a big blow to our tight end rotation, because we didn't re-sign Will Dissly, we didn't re-sign Kobe Parkinson. So there are we did re-sign Noah Fant, but we have Noah Fant, and then we got Tyler Mabry on the practice squad, or I think they're trying to fight for the third tight end spot. But then we also have our fourth rounder AJ Barner, who may or may not make the roster. So, but with this injury to Farrell Brown, it will present an opportunity to guys like Tyler Mabry and Brady Russell and Jack Westover, those guys to potentially make a run for a roster spot as tight end. So it's next man up mentality. The always compete mentality will always still exist, even though Pete Carroll's no longer our coach. Mike McDonald has his own version of that. It's, hey, this guy's injured, you're up now. It's you got to prove your worth. So we'll see what happens. But let's get into the takeaways from the first joint practice. This guy right here, man, on the right, he absolutely was just clamps both days, and not only against their best receiver, but against everybody. So let's get into this. So this is day one, also Tuesday. So while playing a balanced act scheme-wise, it was a mixed bag for Mike McDonald's defense. So among the several benefits of joint practices, unlike preseason games where every team gets access to all 22 film afterward for their coaching staffs and scouting departments to go through, scrimmage sessions aren't filmed for league or public consumption. So that's huge. This opens the door for coaches such as McDonald and offense coordinator Ryan Grubb to have a bit more flexibility in regard to what types of plays and concepts they're able to run in a closed environment without having to worry about an upcoming opponent getting a hold of the practice film. So that is a good thing about joint practices. We cannot film the league, like teams cannot film either way. So it's kind of like a sandbox, if you will. As for how much of the playbook the Seahawks plan to use this week, McDonald didn't dive into specifics, but made it clear the team has more liberty to work on some of their favorite concepts than they would in Saturday's exhibition game in Nashville. He said, "I think significantly more than you'd be comfortable putting out to everybody." McDonald said, "Some of the things you're showing, it's a balance of hey, this is our best stuff right now. Let's see how it looks. It's just some stuff we want to not experiment with, but let's see how it looks. That we really might not have as many reps as we want against someone that we're not used to how they're motioning and shifting and the plays that they're running. So just kind of to see how it works. So a combination." So that's good to hear. They're not, if we're going to be using our best plays in the preseason, it's to see how it works and see if there's any improvements that it needs, not because they want to experiment with it, but to see where they improve on. Once they can improve and master these certain sets that they want to put out, their best ones, then they can worry about wanting to experiment with it. And that's what that's what practice is, and that's what joint practices are for. So see, spending all the practice zeroed in. I'm just gonna skim over this. Try not to take up the entire video of just reading word for word. So he said while he felt the front seven did a quality job of slowing down the Titans' run game on Wednesday afternoon, there were still far too many big plays allowed in the passing game for his liking, leaving plenty to work on it going into Thursday's practice. So, yeah. Also, I said Tuesday. I might have said Tuesday's practice earlier. It was yesterday's practice. Or Wednesday's practice, because I keep thinking today's... For some reason, I think today's Thursday. Today's Friday. So, but... See, iron sharpening iron pays dividends for DK Metcalf week 1 against the banged-up Tennessee secondary. So, yeah, Metcalf was having his way. JSN was having his way. Let's see, yeah. Oh, excuse me. As for Woolen, the third-year cornerback continued a fantastic training camp with some exciting reps working against Titans star receiver Calvin Ridley. Yep. So, like, even Richard Sherman got on that and was saying, yo, good stuff, man. Like, seriously. See, this is what I like about McDonald. So, right here, he's basically telling, he's giving Woolen props, but he's saying, hey, how much better can you get? He's not content. Like, yeah, he's happy that he's doing so well so far, but he's letting him know, like, hey, keep it up, because you keep it up and you will be an all-pro. Basically, that's kind of the way that he's pushing Woolen and a lot of these players. How good can you get in the next 2-3 weeks before we play a game? He's saying, he's basically by McDonald saying that, he's giving Tariq Woolen his props, but he's also pushing him, asking him, can you do better? Even though you've done well, can you do better? And that's what we need from our head coach. Because you keep doing that to your players, keep telling them, hey, challenging them to be the best self that they can, they're going to be the best self that they can. And so far, Reek is showing that. And I think he will continue to show that. And I feel like he will continue to show that going into the regular season. So, yeah. One contender continues to create separation in the third down running back race. And I've already sort of suspected this myself, but George Holani, he has done a lot of good things, not only in that preseason game, but in some practice and not just what he can do in the run game, but yeah, his pass protection. Excuse me. So McIntosh could still make the roster because we could have 4 running backs on the roster, and I think we will. But there's a chance that Holani could beat him out as the third running back. Even though McIntosh had a good game last week, Holani continues to impress in that preseason game last week and in practice. So, and that's good. That's good for us because you want to have options at your running back position, especially if one goes down. Like Charbonnet, he's having an injury right now, so you're going to want someone else to step up. So, and yes, Byron Murphy, man, I didn't really talk about him in his preseason debut, but oh my goodness, his preseason debut was amazing, and it's giving us glimpses of how elite of a player he can be. I mean, this guy was drawing double and triple teams in preseason. If that's not like an indicator of how he is going to be once he develops his game more and more, I don't know what is. Byron Murphy is going to be a dog in this league. He is going to be a Pro Bowler at some point for us. Maybe not this year. Yeah, potentially we could go for D-Roy, but maybe he could help us get D-Roy. We've never had a D-Roy in the history of the Seahawks franchise. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time that he, will go out there and just show up and show out. And so far he has in training camp, and it's showing in preseason, and he's continuing to show it in the joint practices. So even if that's the thing, I like McDonald because he's playing it cool. He's not trying to give people props. Like Pete Carroll, he would, if someone was doing well, he would give him the props. But McDonald would give him props, but also challenge him to do better. That's what we need in a coach. So, but yeah, he went insane in that preseason game. The stat sheet might say he only had a tackle, but he was all over in the backfield. He had a missed sack that he should have had, and he knew he did too. He said that I should have had that. He had a run stuffing tackle. That was the tackle that he had was a tackle for loss, and he just was wreaking havoc in the backfield, which is exactly why we got him, to wreak havoc in the backfield. And that was with second and third stringers. So when we have Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed, when we get Cameron Young back, when those guys are on the line with him, Boye Mafe, when those guys are on the line with him, Jonathan Hankins, he is going to feast because there's going to be other players that they have to worry about. They have to worry about Leonard Williams because he's good. They're going to have to worry about Jaron Reed because he had a good year last year. They're going to have to worry about Boye Mafe because he is on the come up, and I think he could potentially have a Pro Bowl year this year, if not pro borderline. So there is going to be a lot of people on that D-line that will give the offensive trouble that they're going to have to keep an eye on, and I think that will open the door for Byron Murphy to eat. So that's great to see that he's already starting to eat, and it's only preseason. I want him to see him keep it up, just like what McDonald was saying. I want to see him keep it up, same as McDonald. So great to see. Moving on to yesterday's practice. So this is day 2. With the competition at right guard may be back on the preseason menu after all. So it has been, I think, like a 3-way battle between Anthony Bradford, rookie Christian Haynes, and McClendon Curtis. Those are like the 3 people that are battling for that spot right now, which is good because we have people that we can use. And if we're having 3 people that are constantly prolonging this right guard battle, it means that either everyone is doing pretty good and they're trying to decide which one will get the starting role, or everyone's kind of struggling and they're trying to find out who the best out of the 3 is. I'm hoping for the former, not the latter. So, we gotta keep tabs on this and see how everyone does. Apparently, Christian Haynes has been doing really well, but I think in this case it might be the former because Christian Haynes has been doing well, and Anthony Bradford has also done well, and McClendon Curtis has done well for stepping in at right guard as well. And then, although Curtis has been exclusively a right tackle, rotating behind George Fant, but he could potentially battle for right guard as well. But Bradford has received while Bradford received all first-team reps at right guard with Haynes working with the second unit. So making the battle look like anything but a competition. So it looks like in this case, it looks like Anthony Bradford kind of has a step on Haynes, which is okay. That's fine because he has a year on him already because he's been in the league for a year. So. But however, Haynes has been gaining momentum over the past week and change, including turning in an impressive NFL debut in Saturday's preseason game and win over the Chargers, where he allowed 1 pressure and 20 pass blocking reps and stood out in the run game. So he's good. He has the potential to be a good guard. It's just Anthony Bradford's probably having a good camp as well, and he probably has a slight edge over Haynes, and that's not a bad thing. You want to have a good number 1 and a good number 2. Like I always said from the beginning, it's a competition, McDonald said bluntly. I want to see what Christian could do with the others. He wants to see if Christian Haynes can surpass what Anthony Bradford's doing. So far, that preseason debut, 20 pass blocking reps and only 1 pressure allowed, that's a good start. So we'll see more from him. Hopefully we'll see more of that in tomorrow's game. So the Titans will be happy to see DK Metcalf and Reek Woolen board an airplane and head out of town. Yeah. So like I said, DK and Woolen have absolutely given fits to the Titans, and not just Woolen, Devin Witherspoon as well. I'll get to that in a second, but and I'll show some of these videos that correspond with some of these plays as well later on Bob Condotta's page on X. So stay tuned for that. But yeah. DK Metcalf and Woolen have absolutely just been eating it up on the field. And shout out to JSN. He's also been cooking everybody on the field as well. So JSN has also really been had a really good camp. I don't know why either of these takeaways didn't include JSN. And maybe they did and I just skipped over it. But JSN has also had a really, really good past couple days. So really great to see. So yeah, apparently Woolen had a pick in the red zone, and he was able to strap down to Calvin Ridley, who is an all-pro receiver, I'm pretty sure, or a Pro Bowl receiver. So great to see from there. And then Devin Witherspoon, had a pick. He picked off Levis, and then him and Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs were doing some playful trash talking. because that's what they would do in Seattle, and that's what I like to see, man. That's what I like to see. It's playful banter. No fights happened yesterday, which was good. It was just friendly competitiveness between Diggs, Adams, and Witherspoon. And Witherspoon, even like after he picked the ball, he literally ran up to Adams, tried giving him the ball. I think there is a video on that I'll try to pull up, but. Yeah, man. That's like I said. Witherspoon's our enforcer on our defense. That's what we need. DK's our enforcer on offense. Witherspoon's our enforcer on defense. So before then, I feel like our enforcer on defense was Bobby because of how physical he was and how many tackles he would rack up. But now I feel like Devin Witherspoon can really fill in that leadership role, especially since he's playing in the slot, which is a very, very important position. So he's already locked up the starting spot in the slot. So that's really great to see. Let's see. Yeah, so I already talked about this. Unfortunately, Pharaoh Brown got hurt. Sorry if you heard that. But in other injury news, running back Zach Charbonnet back in defensive tackle Draymond Jones. That hamstring, man, like I was saying, didn't practice on Thursday. McDonald doesn't think Charbonnet's situation is major, while he didn't have anything to update on Jones after he exited was his practice, making them each day-to-day at this stage for Seattle. Like, it's not good. Honestly, I feel like you just need to not play Draymond Jones until the regular season. Because like I said, hamstrings are no joke. You don't want to mess with them. So just shut him down for the rest of the preseason and training camp, and just don't let him play until the week 1. Because seriously, man, you do not want to risk him missing months at a time with a hamstring injury. So, but moving on, I'm gonna go into like why, and into this article, like explaining why we had our first joint practice in 33 years. Last time we had a joint practice was in 1991. 33 years ago, so very long time ago. I think that was when Chuck Knox was running the team. Obviously, I wasn't alive then, but so yeah, it was always Pete Carroll who coined "always compete in Seattle," but it's Mike Macdonald who has given that mentality a new face. So, like I said, he's going to want to keep that sort of similar approach of always compete, but he's going to have his own spin on it. And this is his way of doing it, competing with other teams instead of competing with yourself. Yeah, here we go. It's hard to go against yourself all the time, especially all the way through OTA. So it'll be good to see another offense. And for our offense, it'd be good to see what they're running on defense. It's just good to see different styles. See, even though they cannot record and like the practices and use the film, they can still see and adapt like they would do in a game, and they can keep those plays in mind. And if at all we decide to play these guys in the future, which we probably won't. I don't think we play the Titans at all this year, so we don't have to worry about them. But for any other teams that run some similar stuff, we could potentially keep that in the back of our mind, like, oh hey, the Titans ran this. Let's keep an eye and see if anyone else runs it, stuff like that. So Titans coach Brian Callahan said starters won't play this weekend versus the Seahawks. Malik Willis will start the game, so that means that we probably aren't going to start put any starters in. And Mike Macdonald has already said that we probably won't. So yes to the aggression, no to putting the team at risk. Yeah, so we're not going to put anybody in, any starters in, because that's smart. Probably we might do it in the final preseason game just to get everyone warmed up. But it's good that we're not doing it in the second one. We'll probably have some like the rookies that are projected to be in the starting lineup, like Byron Murphy. But other than that, Byron Murphy's like the only other person that can even like potentially contend for a first string spot. Everyone else is going to be contending for second string. So we pretty much have our first stringer set up. So on both sides of the ball. The overarching accomplishment for Seahawks in 2 ultra-competitive joint practices with Titans here in Nashville. Coach Mike Macdonald found he's got some dogs, especially on defense, ratchet up intensity to the moment. Devin Witherspoon, Byron Murphy, Rick Woolen, Uchenna Nwosu did that. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting we got Nwosu. He's going to wreak havoc in the backfield as well, and then in the run game. So here's just some examples of Rick Woolen just locking up. Like, he is glued to his receiver there. And this is what I mean by Pete was using him wrong. He needs to be in man coverage because of his speed, because of his agility. He's so agile and he's so speedy. He doesn't need to be in zone. That's why Pete was using him wrong. He was putting him in zone a lot. Yeah, he would put him in man sometimes, but Woolen would be in zone a lot. Woolen would be in zone a lot, and sometimes he would get beat that way. But like he was when he was playing man right here, he was stuck to him like glue. And that's what we like to see. Here's another one. Look at this. Like, stuck to him. Like, the QB couldn't even throw to him because of how glued he was to him. And then here's the pick. The pass was thrown behind the receiver, but Woolen was locked to him as always. And there was another play that Woolen locked up Calvin Ridley on. It doesn't show it here, but I've seen it. Maybe you guys have seen it too, or all over X. Woolen has locked up the entire receiving corps on the Titans. Like I think he's bound for a bounce back here. I feel like the knee injury is fully out of the way. His mentality's back. He has a new coach that wants to push the best out of him. I think he's going to have a great year this year. So I'm gonna move on to some of these videos that were taken by Bob Condotta during the training camp sessions or the practice sessions. Mike McDonald just there wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Seahawks were warming up. You know, the standard stuff. This is from Wednesday's practice. There's Metcalf, Eskridge. I think that there's McIntosh. But, like, yeah. Connor Williams did show up, but he did not practice. I would assume he is probably not going to practice until next week. Until like they're back in Seattle, and probably will not play until the season opener, because I don't think he's going to play in the final preseason game. But we'll see. Yeah, we are missing a couple people, like Charbonnet, Baker is out, Bradigan is out. Hopefully nothing. I don't think they're anything serious, but they are out. It's like here's DK right here beating the receiver. But whoever, I don't know if it was Gino who threw that, but whoever was QB overthrew it. Let's see if I can. Yeah, we can't. The QB's like off screen. We can't see who, if it was Gino or Howell. It was probably Gino though, considering it was Metcalf. But I don't know. But like here's a couple. Cody White, he's dusted a couple people, and that's like our fourth stringer right there. Like that's like someone that we just have on the practice squad. And he's burning people. Tyler Lockett apparently had like some sort of knee injury. It's like nothing serious, but he still like got some work in. But he's on his feet, so it looks like it's nothing serious. But that was on Wednesday's practice. And then you're just speaking to the media. Let's see. Yeah, DK had a good day. DK had a good day and appeared to score a TD on a third and goal from the 6th on the last snap of the day between the Seattle 1-0 and the Titans 1D. He was called down at the 1, but it looked like it would have been a touchdown in a real game. JSN also had a nice day. So yeah, like I was saying, JSN also has had really, really good days at training camp. Yeah, Byron Murphy indeed had some good plays, both in one-on-one and in team drills. He worked mostly with 2s until Jones went out. Then he started working with the 1s. And that's just the next man up mentality. Now that Draymond Jones is hurt, that's just more practice and more of an opportunity for Murphy to step up and potentially take a spot. So here's what Ridley said afterward about Woolen. He's pretty good. He's tall as crap. Tall, long arms. I mean, that's a pretty good corner, man. Looked like he's fast, too. I mean, yeah, he literally has all the attributes of what you want in a corner, which is why we took him. Surprised he did not go sooner, to be honest. Oh, yeah, here's Easop Winston. Apparently he had a good day on Wednesday. Oh, that was a nice catch. Good throw, too. I think that was, that's Howell right there. I can see the 6. Let's see, and then going, just continuing. Yeah, so these are our rookies. I mean, they're rookies. This is Carlton Johnson and DJ James, both which may or may not make the roster. I think Carlton Johnson's probably not. He'll probably won't even make the practice squad. We'll see. But DJ James will probably be a practice squad person. But he does have more stuff to work on, like his foot. He looks too uncomfortable and choppy at his feet, and he just needs to, settle in more and just learn to follow people's receivers, the receivers' feet more, and try to play the ball. Like right there, he is not even looking at the ball. Try not to look at it. He's always specifically looking at the receiver, and that comes with time. He'll build that. That was probably a flag right there. So, yeah, these guys do have some stuff to work on. See that? Like he just looks uncomfortable. His feet. He has an open body posture, which is not good. Don't want to do that. But yeah, moving on to yesterday's practice. So yeah, Baker and Radigan both were out still. Charbonnet was still out. Noah Fant and Draymond were out still. So some people that were out that we kind of can't afford to have out right now. But Jake Bobo, man. Well, that's not Bobo. That's, I think, Winston. But that was a great catch. Great touchdown catch right there. But maybe it'll show Bobo. Oh, yeah, here we go. So here's Bobo. He's been absolutely lighting it up in training and practice lately. Like, look at that. Just mossed him. More Bobo. I think he has solidified that wide receiver 4 spot, and I think he will. If he had it last year, I don't see any reason why he won't give it up to anybody else. So that's great to see. Yesterday, Christian Haynes did get some work with the ones at right guard. So Bradford wasn't in the pads. Bradford was working with the 2s. So I think it was really just like I said, it was Mike McDonald could really just be testing Haynes to be like, hey, be better than Bradford. Like Bradford might have you on a step, but I'm giving you a chance to prove that you could be better, which is great. Really like to see that. A lot of near tussles, but no actual fights were taken place. And then Witherspoon jumped the wheel route, which included that pick that he gave to Adams. DK apparently had a long TD pass from Geno. Great to see. It always seems like we see one of those like every now and then, or like every practice we always see like a bomb from Geno to someone. So great to see. So yeah, Seahawks starters aren't expected to start either. So, like I said, it's great to see that Quandre Diggs and Geno still talk. They were teammates, and I'm sure they were just friends because it's bigger. Some things are bigger than football, so that's great to see. Oh yeah, but like these are the plays that Reek made, like the pick and clamping up Calvin Ridley. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, that's. So you even see Jamal smiling, and like they're all just patting on the back, and like it's just all fun. That's what we like to see. That's what it really should be in football. Like that's really great to see. I love Witherspoon, man. You know what? As much as I give Adams flack, I did like the energy that he brought. It's just that he was never healthy. Like when he was in, he was a force. Adams was a force when he was in, and he would make some great plays. But it was just he was always hurt. He was always hurt, and there was nothing he could do because he was hurt. So yeah, I mean, that's why but we had to move off him, and we moved on. We got Julian Love, Rayshawn Jenkins, Kayvon Wallace. So we moved on. So. But I think that's all I have for this video. I might be making another video after the preseason game, kind of just going over that. I don't know if we'll have another joint practice next week. I don't think we will, because we'll be back in Seattle for the preseason finale against, I think, the Browns. I think it is the Browns. Yeah, the Browns. And then we open, football, actual regular season football is like 3 weeks away. We open against the Broncos, so it's almost here, guys. It is almost here. But if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day. And go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.